So let's bring Konev back. Bulgaria and the Ottomans have made peace. How are the Ottomans looking? No, sorry, the Bulgarians looking. Yeah, I think they've lost already. Irish diplomatic mission to Britain arrives. The Irish diplomatic mission has arrived in London today and made it clear to the TOC that they look set to negotiate some kind of lasting accommodation between Britain and Ireland. Should we see if we can come to some arrangement? Or should we send them back to Ireland? Well, that depends. You are still Oth Dems. I mean, we can start negotiation, sure. I think our terms will be pretty obvious. Yes, I don't need the chromium anymore. Marvellous. That saves me some more factories. Patagonia is such a cool nation to play. It's wild to get the famous real-life World War II Soviet generals. Patagonia is fun. I played them not that long ago. It was one of the last ones I did. Irish proposals. The Irish have presented our negotiators with their proposals. They want us to guarantee their independence and stay out of Irish affairs in return for their continued neutrality. They also look for tariffs to be dropped between our nations in return for this. Some are suggesting that we request access, an access amendment to any treaty. So we can say yes, we can ask for military access, or we say no. What do we think? I'm going to set up a poll. Because we haven't done one for a bit. So, accept, amend, refuse. Bearing in mind that they are not syndicalists. They have not chosen the syndicalist path. Get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. What should we do about the Irish? Give them their autonomy. Allow Ireland to remain. And do some trade with them. After all, that is just good business. Although awfully capitalistic. Do we amend this and demand military access to the island in case we need to deploy ships and troops there? In case they decide to go after the Reichspakt, but that will guarantee their neutrality. Or do we refuse, risking them joining the Reichspakt, but also opening them up to liberation for the workers of Ireland? Those are the choices. Basically, we're not interested in meddling. We're going to meddle some, but don't join the Germans or join the Germans and die. Okay, the votes are in, and my goodness, it was close. Again, 1% in it. Unfortunately, 2% of you went for accept, which was completely overshadowed by the other two, with amend beating out refuse with the 49% to 48%, which doesn't quite make 100%, makes 99%, but hey, what is maths? Agent Striker contributing 500 bits to that. Thank you very much, Agent Striker. And Chaos Geek coming in with 13,000 channel points. But we are going to ask them to amend the treaty for military power. The Irish diplomatic mission has responded by asking for economic aid in return for allowing us military access. So we can send them economic aid, or we can say no. Counter offer. Are they asking too much? Are they now just wanting to be bribed to not have their workers liberated? Or is this fair? Is Irish autonomy so important that we want to actually reinforce it and assist them? Get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. Round 2. The counter offer. Electric Boogaloo. So get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. What is going to happen to the Irish? What is their future? They will simply take our economic aid and use it against us in the coming war. If we send aid, we can work from the inside to turn the whole country syndicalist. This will only make for a smooth entrance once we overthrow their government. Okay, so they ask too much. Lost with 29%, meaning we accept. And Commander Faceless came in with 11,000 channel points. Thank you very much for that, Faceless. Okay, we accept. The Second Anglo-Irish Treaty. We have signed a treaty guaranteeing Irish neutrality. While they may not be allies, they shall not be enemies. Excellent. And we have guaranteed them. And they've given us military access. Marvellous. So, what are the focuses with regard to Ireland? Support foreign comrades, which is stability and war support. And then that leads to this one, which requires Ireland to have a socialist government. And this will mean British aid, electronics research speed, naval research speed, naval doctrine research speed, and amphibious invasion speed. And it does give them some extra factories. So, round 3 of the votes. Are we going to be sneaky syndicalists and send some sneaky spies? Or did we actually mean we're going to give them proper autonomy here? Get your votes in. Round 3. We're properly choosing the Irish direction here. Attack... Oh, no, that wasn't it. I have scrolled down. Where are we? Vambi Slayer wants me to drink some tea. Ragnar Rock. And 5G Hertz, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Oh, there's another one? Show of force. Ah, down here. We can declare war against Ireland. I mean, we've already decided that we're going to guarantee Ireland. We're not going to declare war on them. That's against the spirits of this. And don't forget you can garrison Ireland now. Yeah, true. I mean, at some point we really should organise our garrisons properly. Although we're still in 37, I feel like we have time. Okay, so the votes are in. And... sneaky syndicalists. Sneakily won. Northern Snowcat, thank you very much for the 3,000 channel point contribution. Which actually meant that that was a entirely vote-driven. There's actually very, very, very few... completely equal, completely not bought vote where the sneaky syndicalist won. And with that, I am going to send you to start infiltrating Ireland. Yeah, some revolutionary guards spread the island will surely hasten their accepting of syndicalism. Yeah, okay. You've persuaded me of the need to properly garrison. Alright, so we're going to send in the Revolutionary Guard. I'm not going to assign a commander just yet. And I'm going to make it green, because that's where you are. Done. Okay, tanks. You do still have objectives there. Although I think I kind of want you to continue driving south towards Alicante and Cartagena. So let's have that set up as your current objective. Actually, better yet, why not turn this into an encirclement? The Bulgarian government has been overthrown following their overwhelming loss against the powerful Belgrade Pact. It seems as though the issue of selecting a new government was a hot debate within the chaotic Bulgaria. As it stood, the Bulgarian people themselves had three candidates who would lead the nation: the Liberal Radical Democrats, the Broad Socialists, and the conservative Alexander Sobieski Bulgarian Agrarian National Union. At the end it was the National Union. Crisis on the Don. The Don-Kuban Union, a state created by the Cossacks with German support of the Kolchak Putsch in 1925, was rightly expected to be Russia's first target ever since the Russian state began to recover from its economic and political instability. These predictions have proven right, as a diplomatic crisis has now broken out over the fate of the Terek Cossacks in the eastern country. I do believe that we are now in a different part of the country. We are... So I guess we're actually going after the Kingdom of Spain first. French actually working surprisingly well with us here. Don't let them escape. Gotcha. That's right. Run that way. Meanwhile, the French guarding my flank. Thank you very much for that, France. Boom. And I want you lot to go close that pocket. Go. Hobart kicking ass and taking names here in Spain at the moment. One hell of a comeback by the CNTF-AI. I mean, they do have 4 tank divisions fighting for them, so it's not entirely surprising. Wow. They are collapsing. Kingdom of Spain. Crikey. Reports from Madrid confirm the Spanish city has been captured by advancing red Spanish troops after long, merciless fighting throughout the hilly terrain of the old city. Spanish forces put up stiff resistance, hoping to delay the red Spanish forces for as long as possible, but they were eventually driven back. Official reports indicate that the Palacio Real de Madrid has been thoroughly pillaged by the red Spanish soldiers, ending up with the building burning down in the night, and that the Puerta de Alcalá was rigged with explosives and destroyed, along with many more or less noteworthy royal monuments. With the fall of the capital, it is expected for the Kingdom of Spain to surrender soon, despite calls for merciless resistance from Spanish generals. Now we just need to close up the pocket. Which we should do pretty easily because we are very fast moving. Oh, we've got some more units to deploy. What have we got? What have we got? What have we got? More infantry. Marvellous. Let's get you drilled up to standard. And there we go, pocket closed. Percy Hobart being incredibly thorough in his execution. So let's go take Seville. Meanwhile, in Patagonia, what? How is this working? Considering these are the only ones with orders, come on, people. It's not rocket science. It's tank science. End of the trade war. Since the signing of the First Anglo-Irish Treaty of 1922 that established the Irish Free State within the British Empire, there existed an economic conflict between the UK and Ireland. Tariffs were set at 20% to both imports and exports as a means of hurting the nascent Irish state and as a protectionist measure to aid British businesses that were reeling from the loss of the Weltkrieg. The Irish responded in a kind of means of affirming their independence of Britain. The situation did not change as a result of the 1925 revolution and the establishment of the Union of Britain, in a large part due to the ideological differences between the Unionists and Collins Fine Gael. Now, however, with the signing of the Second Anglo-Irish Treaty, the trade war has come to an end, and both parties are set to reap the economic benefits. Ooh, free factories. Nice. Right, we have another military factory. What are we short on? Light tanks. Big time. Which we will need to start transitioning into heavy tanks. Browningsville. That's unfortunate.
Ready to move.
We need to actually determine a new dedicated infantry commander. I'm kind of leaning towards Anderson. Yeah, it's going to be Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Although he's more of an attacker than a defender. And there we go. Pilot Tank Mark III. So we can upgrade our light tanks to those. And upgrade our artillery. Let's get those in production nice and quick. Kingdom of Spain is doing some pretty hefty attacks to try and retake Madrid at the moment. I'm hoping that our embattled allies up there can hold. We've got pretty good reach over Spain with our air force. It's good. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. You only have one shipyard and the last ship being built. It's not the last. I have all of these too. And yeah, it's on purpose because it's a long way away from being finished. I'm trying to get all of the refits done because there's quite a few of them. And each of them takes a week. How are we doing for convoys? Still feel like we could have done with more dockyards, but we have time. The fall of Burgos. Reports from Burgos confirm the Carlist temporary capital has been captured by the advancing anarcho-Spanish troops after skirmishes in the hilly countryside. Carlist forces put up stiff resistance, hoping to delay the enemy forces, but were eventually beaten aback. Castellans, fleeing north to the Basque coast, tearfully described seeing their homeland burning, and the CNT FAI soldiers even committing atrocities on their own people. Rumours state that King Javier was escorted with the flow of refugees by Carlist militia, but his destination remains unknown. Many hope Carlist Spain might continue fighting in the Central Plateau to defend their homes from the crush of the Syndicalist invasion. We are kind of gunning through this rather quickly. We don't have any focuses which support, like, the Civil War or anything, do we? No. Whoa! Minus 10 consumer goods? That's a few. And we have another military factory. What are we short on? Yeah, I know we're short on tanks. I really want to start some fighter production going. But I think for now, I will put these into close air support. And yes, please do upgrade the old tanks. Get more ducks, they taste delicious. That was a hilarious stream. Inspired by the Cambridge Conference, which took place during the Second Congress of the Internationale in May 1937, another somewhat secret reunion took place for the last weeks of the University of Cambridge. A group of theoretical physicists from Britain and France, led by Norman Feather, Frederick Joy-Curie, and Francis Perrin, are discussing the possibilities of radioactivity and the nuclear fission of its uses, from electricity generation to medical applications to powerful strategic weapons. The participants are requesting funding for the establishment of the Damocles Project, a joint French committee for nuclear research. Heck yeah. Communism and nuclear research go hand in hand. Exactly. Right, we need a new national focus of our own. That's what the Central Intelligence Committee was. Right, duh. United Britain gains us some more war support and more popularity of totalism. Or we can have the Grand Protector. Let's do the United Britain. Britain faces great adversity, both within and without. While conflict with reactionary nations may prove unavoidable, surely our nation and its people should stand united. Enemies of the revolution must be confronted and eliminated by any means necessary. Oh, got some German troops fighting here. Too little, too late. Oh yeah, Spanish Civil War fervor. Oh, this is new. Waning. Organization, speed, army org regain, terrain, penalty reduction, attack, defense. What about yours? High. Loads of organization, 20% faster. And the car lists, waning. $79.5. They are fighting back a little bit. There's Construction 3. Took us a full year, but we got there. And now... on the computing machine. It's a little bit ahead of time, but it's a research tech, so it will recoup that. Here's the thing. I don't know exactly what I'm getting the research bonuses from. So if I use one of these, will that get rid of this one? My guess is probably. I think it's just a construction bracket research buff, and I'd much rather use it on construction than extraction. Yeah, fighters, that's true. You know what, that's more important. Yep, good point. Iceland leaves Mitteleuropa. The people of Iceland have elected to leave the Mitteleuropean sphere and attempt to forge a new web-independent trade. This could be an opportunity for us to find an ally closer to the Himalayas. Yes. Ally. Right. Argentina looks like it's getting hammered. How are we doing over here? Not amazing. But you continue being attacked, so you continue gaining experience. And this is just generally proving to be a very difficult fight for the GEA. Grenada's going to fall soon. The Russian Republic took 11 states. Don-Kuban Union have been annexed. Let's do this. You go in that way and have you come down here to the south instead. Oh, they're trying to cut me off. That's not okay. Stop that. rethink your current actions there, buddy. And maybe help out this tank. There you go. You're taking Granada. Nice. Oh, they're trying to escape to Almera. Unfortunately, we're not in Granada. I think what I will do, though, is... Whoops. Redraw your line to be down there, if you need it to be. And then you can attack in a two-pronged assault. If you decide that's what you want to do. Once you've got your organisation back, their armoured division, which doesn't have a name.
Pushing them back, sir.
Meanwhile, another two factories, in fact. Man, we are industrialising really fast. Something like that. Haiti declared war on the Dominican Republic. Argentina took one state. Bolivia took two. Paraguay have been annexed.
Pushing them back, sir.
Well, Granada and Almera have now fallen, so now we just need to push home the attack on Malaga. They are putting up a pretty spirited defense here. Declaration of the Sublime Ottoman Federation. Celebrations were held in Constantinople today as the Ottoman Chamber of Deputies officially proclaimed the creation of a new federal state within the lands of the Ottoman Empire. The Sublime Ottoman Federation, whose name was inspired by the imperial grandeur of old, is based on the ideas of Prince Abahatin and foreign influences from German, Austrian and American models alike. Although the new constitution shifts extensive powers to the levels of the vilayets, the provinces, many wonder if this will truly mean democracy or just a confirmation of the old aristocracy in their age-old positions. The Ottoman Empire turns a new page, and when that page is turned, unfortunately our book will be shut, because this is where the stream is going to end. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I do hope you've been enjoying this so far. If you have, be sure to hit that follow button to get notifications when I'm live again in the future. Don't worry, this campaign will definitely continue next week, because I'm rather enjoying it, and it's good to be back in Kaiserreich. If you have enjoyed this, then, like I said, be sure to hit that follow button to get those notifications, just like Shane Wed and Vespro did. If you want to support the channel and everything I do here, then please do consider subscribing. Helps the channel out, lets me do more of this kind of content. Or you can, of course, check out the Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/MordredViking. I do have a YouTube channel, which you can find at youtube.com/MordredViking, and also a Discord, which you can find at the link that will be appearing in chat in any minute now. I'm going to see who else is streaming at the moment, and we will go and throw them a raid. Who's on a Friday evening? Saturday evening? It's Saturday, isn't it? It's a Saturday. Speaking of Saturday, you know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is Sunday. Do you know what happens on a Sunday? Dungeons and Dragons happens on a Sunday. So midnight, British Summer Time, tomorrow night. We're doing the Icewind Dale campaign over on the Digital Dragons channel, which you can find at twitch.tv/digitaldragons, or you can follow the link that's in with there. So if you like a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons, then you absolutely are more than welcome to come join us. There are some shenanigans going to be happening tomorrow. The party have been investigating a strange signal for some time and have just met an entity calling itself the Ascendant. So, yeah, find out what that is tomorrow. In the meantime, though, we are going to go and raid Enigmatic Rose. She is currently playing The Sims. But Rose is awesome. She does a lot of strategy games as well. And you should definitely head on over there and say hello from Mordred Viking. I love to see a chat lit up by the Viking Raid, which you can do by Viking Raid just like that. Or if you are a subscriber, you can bring the longships along with us. Anyway, that's it for me for now. I will see you tomorrow for some Dungeons and Dragons over on the Digital Dragons channel. Otherwise, the next stream will be on Tuesday on this one. Thanks everyone for watching. Oh, speaking of Hearts of Iron stuff, I am doing a campaign of Hearts of Iron together with Midgeman on Tuesday on the Paradox channel. If you have not been watching that, I would highly encourage you to come and join us. That is at twitch.tv/Paradox Interactive. We are currently playing as Yugoslavia, and having already beaten the Axis powers as one of the Allied nations, the Allies kicked us out of the Allies not once, but twice after the victory. So we have joined up with the Soviet Union, and Europe is embroiled in war once again, as we're having a bit of a red alert situation where the Soviets have gone after the Allies. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I will see you all next time. Until then, goodbye.